Hello and welcome, as it is the 9th day of February 2018. My name is Derek. Everything within your own risk, own reward. Basically, in this video, what I'm going to be going over is that I think, and of course, your own risk, own reward, that very soon, within this month into March, we're going to have a nice extended time. We're playing cryptos will almost be heads I win, tails you lose as far as your cryptocurrency portfolio is concerned. I think there's a good chance that a vast majority of these cryptocurrencies will have amazing gains. Now, as far as Fibonacci analysis is concerned, I did a video earlier in the day about these numbers. And the line up top at the 187 handle on the Litecoin is a pretty big point. And for it to be having the resistance like this on the numerous occasions it has had, when you have a situation like this where you're like 4 or 5 periods just, well, you're resisting it, but you're not going down, it oftentimes can state there's a darn near good chance this thing is going to be ready to go. And in a situation of breaking above this, it could be tremendous size gains. So I see the future for this, near future, the week and such moving forward, to have some decent size gains. Now, as far as Litecoin against the United States dollar, we can see that since the downtrend, every single time markets make this move up to the 18 average lows, it holds actually. Its rally here was weak in the end of January because it didn't get above the 18 average of highs, making a lower high, and then of course it broke down below the support. That's what the bear markets will do. And then this little rally here, they're not going to succeed. Comes back down, and now it's back up to the band, and it's been slowly staying within. So now it's at the stage where the band will be flattening out, thus neutrality. So I can take a look at a bunch of the other ones via Bitcoin. Stuff like Lunar, it's hanging in there. Meme or meme, I've talked about these great possibilities to have sell points. MER, Mercury, it's Mercury. Monetary unit's monetary unit. Got stuff like Neo. It's doing very well. It's at the similar situation as Litecoin. As far as this level of resistance, you can take a look at this at a much more longer term and see it's at the attempt of making new all-time highs. So that would be definitely in a situation where you were overextended coming up to this point a month ago. You no longer really are anymore, and you could have a nice leg higher as it starts to move forward. Stuff like, okay, cash on the weekly time frame, we can see a lot of major up and down movements. And if things start picking up in the crypto space, these are the ones that are going to have the monster green candle moves again, most likely. With that being said, we're also in a day and age where a lot of the SHIT coins are going to be, some of them will have rallies, but some of them won't, and will just fail along the way. Codes like SEQ, this was something that I bought down here, and well, I sold a bit here because to me, I look at these markets when it's going down below the 18 average, I'm liking to buy. And then when these moves go above it, then you're going to see some great gains, like Sia coin, for example. You see how these monstrous gains can happen when it gets above the 18 average. Keyword, of course, on that is when. But it does seem as if we might be entering one of those times like we did last March, where all of the coins went up at one time. And the same thing with last December as well. So what I want to take a look at now is a key reason why I think this thing is going to be getting going pretty soon. Of course, when I look at the WebBot reports like I do, they've been stating a lot as well for, just trying to make it so you can see this best as possible. This is the market cap for Bitcoin and only Bitcoin. And when you look at these charts, you see a monstrous rise and a monstrous sell-off. In fact, you might not remember this, but from April of 2013 to like March of last year, Bitcoin never even moved at all. I'm kidding. That's why when you look at a linear chart, you get missed data. Put this on a log scale, no. Now it didn't move much during this time in here. Had a significant move, obviously from October of 2013 to the end of the year. And within that move, where the market cap went on Bitcoin from $1.7 billion, 1.7 billion. There are crypto billionaires out there today. Up to 11 billion. Well, maybe there's crypto billionaires. I'm guessing there will be soon if there's not. Up even 14 billion. And then this sideways correction. But we can notice that an uptrend with this high here, that into 2016, the trend was forming higher on low volatility. And then, of course, it really got going nicely in the start of 2017, but really picked up around the end of April. What big thing happened at the end of April? Well, a major resistance trend line broke, and it has held that one. So decent size gain up, sideways, great gain here. We take a look at this on the excluding Bitcoin version. This is the linear scale. Take a look at this on a log scale. Well, we can see again, nice move higher, big sideways correction. And after all these big moves, it corrects a bit. So we had a big move that occurred in 2013. We had a start of a move in February last year, which corrected throughout the middle to end of the year. And then it started this off again in the middle of November. It's had a small correction since. We take a look at this on different time frames, like say the year, just for the year to date. Okay, we see a nice little trend, a little bit of a down move. Somewhat of a nice peak higher, but when we shorten at the time frame, it's going to show, especially when we start to look at it here, that this thing might be ready to revert the trend. So from the start of this earlier stage here in late November, or late 2017 in November, having spectacular gains all the way up to the start of this year, reaching a market cap in at over $1.5 trillion, comes back down to 175. But what I like about what I'm seeing here is this rise up. You see a sideways, and it looks like it's just breaking through this now. That's one of the nice early signs I'm looking for in reversal of trend. Very nice pattern. Let's take a look at the 1 month, just the last month. We can see it more clearly here. The sideways action just breaking out. So it did this February 8th at about 20 hours. So that's about 1500 hours Eastern or 1400 hours Eastern. So it did it yesterday afternoon. It started to give an interesting point, because if this is a bear market, okay, you have your lower low. Okay, now make your lower high. Okay, here's your lower high. Okay, we're waiting for your lower low. Are you going to do it? Come on, we're waiting. Oh, you're going up now. I thought we were going to make a lower low. See change of plan almost on the 7-day chart. So from this bottom, it has its first move. You're always going to have this bullish or bearish. You never know in the early stages just by looking at this chart when you're seeing the original rally from the biggest low, if it's going to be real or not. And now again, you see this sideways movement and how it's breaking through. I'm pretty excited about this and think that there's a good chance that within the next few days, you're going to see continuation within this rally. Now, is it possible for it to be wrong? And it can still be wrong and right as well. What I mean about that is you can still come in, make a higher low, even a matching low, or just continue going sideways for quite some time, a bit more, and then have it go higher. So it's kind of wrong but right at the same point. And I think it's a heck of a lot more likely that this thing is in time and weeks and months away within this year, get up to these previous points and most likely surge well past this high. And then when we start talking about $1 trillion, then that's an interesting situation. Let's think about that 1 trillion number. How many US dollars are there in circulation? So you can go to any cryptocurrency on here and find out what their supply is. Fiat currencies, it's not as easy to do that. And you can't send your fiat currencies too well through the blockchains, but not like anyone knew what a blockchain was 20 years ago, as it was anyway. But the whole point is, in US dollars alone, the national debt is over 20 trillion. And then you find out how much the dollars probably are, plus you take all other countries' fiat currencies in a global level. I don't see a $1 trillion market cap as that high of a number, is basically the number, or is basically what I'm trying to point out. With the exception of precious metals, you can take a look at market caps of so many different things, and even well, gold even, I guess so, how so many other market caps are enormously higher than the cryptocurrency ones are. So I definitely think there's a much better chance of winning. So I do think heads I win, tails you lose. Take care.